Hi everyone, Silver Joker here. Okay, so you guys know about what's going on off of the coast of our country. I mean, how all the cargo ships, many of them are just out there in limbo, just waiting to be offloaded, the cargo to be offloaded. Now, you know, my channel is not a political channel, and I only talk about current events or current affairs if they have something to do with physical bullion. And a lot of people believe that this has the potential to be just that, to have some effect on our supply or our availability of physical bullion. So I went down to my local coin store, talked to Phil about that, and he gave me his opinion on kind of the current state of the economy and how it relates to our ability to acquire certain physical bullion. And a very special person to me stopped by Phil's store. He was in the neighborhood, so he stopped by Phil's store and he left Phil a message and a gift to give to me. And I'll tell you guys, he is a huge YouTube content provider. His channel is devoted to what I feel is a very necessary component in owning physical bullion. And so if you guys are interested to see who that is, or who that was, stick around.
Well, I think, speaking about the issue on the West Coast, there's multiple things to be solved. It's not just a factor of unloading cargo. Then you've got a bottleneck of transportation. Then you've got a bottleneck of when it arrives to the destination, you've got to unload it again. You've got to stock the shelves. You got to make it accessible to the public. So the problem with the whole situation is there's a bottleneck in every area there that needs to be solved before you start getting this free flow of product and goods back on shelves and the way it should be and the way it was running prior to March of 2020. Yeah, and we talked back in March of 2020 or maybe April, May about the fact that when an economy does shut down, there's not only an issue of goods that are not being produced, there's going to be a backlash in the future about distribution, about availability, and now on top of that, the creation of a shortage of workers has created a big problem with getting goods on the shelf and available to the consumer. And there's a multitude of different areas that need to be solved systematically before that process runs smoothly again.
And so
to answer about gold and silver, where does that fit in? Well, it's the same idea. We saw the premiums rise on gold and silver above their spot prices last year because of simply supply and demand. People wanted physical gold, they wanted physical silver, they couldn't find it. So part of that was a distribution issue, part of it was a mining issue, part of it was being able to even find it locally. A lot of the online retailers sold out. There was an issue with, again, even at that point, even distribution. I mean, if you ordered silver last year, you might have waited, a month and a half to get it? Regardless, we've compounded that now to this point because we haven't let go of doing away with and getting back to normal. We keep holding on to certain things and delaying people getting back to work. We're delaying the process of getting back to normal in certain areas, and that's causing this to linger on. And as it lingers on, it gets worse and worse and worse because the backlog becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, what we're seeing out there. It's going to really implement itself on all areas of distribution, all areas of production, all areas of getting product from manufacturer to the consumer. And again, it's a step-by-step process, but it's a very delicate process, and any step in the way can cause a problem. In this particular situation we're in, every step in the way is causing a problem. It's just not one. So And again, when you talk about supply and demand on physical silver and gold, going out buying it or going out ordering it online and getting it in hand and holding on to it, we still haven't resolved. I mean, it was worse 6 months ago in finding physical silver and gold. It's eased up a little bit right now, but we still are going to have a lag time before we can actually see that the premiums are going to shrink back to where they were pre-March 2020, where spot price meant a lot more in terms of where you can buy and sell silver and gold. And all of that has to do with, again, a supply and demand issue, a supply issue mainly. The demand is certainly there. The supply issue is what's holding it up, especially the physical silver. And it's the same issue. Silver and gold's the same issue with all the other goods right now. It's the same type of issue that we have. There's demand for it. People want it. The availability is scarce, so it drives the prices up, which is what we call the premium. It goes up. So when we get it, you have to pay more to get it. You're willing to pay more to get it. Now, will that correct itself? Eventually it will, just like the whole distribution issue with other goods in this country will correct itself. How long it will take, no one knows. And that's what the anticipation of the urgency to buy silver and gold. What if this lingers on and on and on? This will become more and more valuable in people's hands than it will be on paper. And we've seen it. I mean, we've seen it with paper towels and things like that. I mean, people were willing to pay whatever it took to get a roll of paper towels. And that's not saying that's where silver and gold is right now, but at one point it was so scarce that people were willing to pay $6-10 over spot value to get it. And did those premiums shrink a little? They've shrunk a little bit, but I still feel that there's going to be a premium associated with silver and gold for the foreseeable future. I don't see it going back. I don't see availability just out there. I haven't turned away buying any silver for the last year and a half because it's as scarce as it is. I like to buy all the silver that walks in here, and because we have buyers for it, and that buying is a factor of a general perception that the economy is not headed in the right direction. And that's essentially why people are buying it. They want something physical to hold on to. They want control of it, and they know that at the end of the day, it's going to have some value. It's not going to go down to a point where they were wrong to buy it. Silver and gold are a commodity like anything else. So, if everything else is kind of hung up in a bottleneck, why can't we throw silver and gold in that same situation? It's a bottleneck of trying to find it. And when you do find it, you may pay slightly above what you expect to pay for it. Maybe not a whole lot more, but should you pass it up? I mean, it's up to you. I mean, everybody has a price point that they're willing to pay, but if you really want to get it, then there's a little bit of people that have been buying it in the past. They have kind of a set idea of what they should be paying for it, and if it's a little bit more, I'm just saying that there might be a tendency to go ahead and do that because we don't know what the future is going to hold, and like I say, the economy as we see it now, there's more than just supply and demand issues that are facing silver and gold.
That's a good point.
There's overspending. There's excess printing of dollars. There's the U.S. dollar being just inundated with more and more dollars on the market, which basically drives down the dollar itself. We've seen the highest increase in Social Security benefits just applied recently to compensate for what they're not saying, but they're doing in terms of, they're not saying we're going to have inflation, but giving a high percent increase in Social Security benefits makes me believe that they believe that people are going to need that, and they don't want people on the street hungry. They don't want people not being able to pay the rent.
And, like you said, nobody knows what the future is going to bring. So we don't know, mining takes tools, it takes fuel, it takes workers, which we're having a lack in the workforce lately. It takes all of these things that are basically at a premium right now. So it may cost a little more to mine this and process it. And what do you think those costs are going to be passed on to?
Sure.
So now with silver being where it is, the price that it's at, I would say now is the time to buy it. I'm not pumping silver. I'm not, saying get out there and get it, but I'm just giving you the facts. And reality is we don't know what the future brings, but we can kind of see based on past trends that if it costs more to produce this, then that cost is going to be passed on to
Sure, like anything
to us.
else. Again, you have to look at it as a good. It's a good like anything else. If the price increases to produce it or to ship it or to stock it or whatever the price is involved, ultimately the consumer pays for that, and that's true in any commodity. On top of that, we're seeing those other three factors: inflation, the excess money being put into the economy, the overspending of dollars, and then also because we're pumping the dollars into the market like we are, it's going to drive the purchasing power of the dollar down. And like I say, typically what that does, when you combine all that, then I think we're going to see silver and gold be able to be a better buy now than we might see it coming down. I think it's going to get more expensive.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point. So I think we'll end it right there. But I guess the
before-
moral of this.
Before we end, we'll give your moral first.
Uh-oh. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, this was okay. This was dropped off. A gentleman stopped in a few weeks ago, called himself H45. He dropped this, well, he bought some things in the store here and put this in an envelope, said, next time I see you, to give it to you. Let me say that he knows a whole lot about guns.
I know who this is. This is one of my favorite YouTube channels
is it?
here.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah, this guy is awesome, man. I tune into his channel all the time. Okay, well this is Hickok 45.
That's it.
Yeah, this guy right here, Hickok 45. This guy's got an awesome channel. He visits my channel often and comments sometimes on some of the videos there. But he's got probably one of the biggest channels out there.
He mentioned how many followers he had.
Oh,
it was quite a few.
He has. It's in the millions. Put it that way. It's in the millions, and deservedly, because he has. I mean, he knows everything about guns. I don't think there's a gun that's on this planet that he hasn't, kind of reviewed on his channel.
He mentioned you and had high praise for you. So he was in here.
It's so humbling.
Yeah, we were doing some business, and he said, "Make sure I pass that on," and that's all I'm doing. I'm kind of the middle guy here. So.
For me, when he came in that deep, gosh, that is amazing.
I can't remember what's in it. But it's for you and whatever it is. I think it's just a memento of his appreciation for your channel.
Awesome. Look at that. That is a 1964 Kennedy half, and that is a 90% silver coin, folks. And I am a bona fide 100% to the bone junk silver fanatic. That is awesome. Now, see, and this is going to have to go in the.
Well, I'll get you a special case.
Yeah, this is going to definitely have to go into the do not sell category.
Well, and this really goes back to the fact that it is a small world. I mean, people, and the thing is, when we say America will work itself forward and get through this is what we're talking about. People will work together, and we'll get through this, and it'll be back to normal. But like I say, we just don't know when, but we'll get there. It's just a matter of time.
And I love that. So we'll end it right there. So the thing is, nobody knows what the future is, but we know that you cannot lose if you got plenty of physical bullion, be it gold or silver or whatever, in your possession, in your personal possession, that you can access without going through any kind of bureaucracies or anything like that to get what you need. So now, thank you, Phil.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, H45. And we'll talk more about this later. Thanks, Phil.
All right, sure.
All right, so this is the note that he left, handwritten note that he left for me. It says, Silver Joker, I watch many of your videos, and here I am in Cincinnati prowling around your home court coin shop. And then it goes on to say, just a little gift here as a token of my appreciation for your videos. Take care, Hickok 45. And he left me this Kennedy, 64 Kennedy, $50 here, 90% silver. This is definitely going to go into my do not sell pile. This is going to be collection. And I appreciate you guys stopping by. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We don't know what the future's going to bring. But we don't have to wait idly. We can do something about it. We can prepare for its arrival. And that's what we talk about here on the Silver Joker channel. Getting yourself ready. Buy as much silver as you possibly can afford. Have something in your possession that you own that is personally yours. You can access when you need it. Think about your future. It really is entirely up to you. You make those decisions for yourself. All I do is try to inform your thinking. You make your own decisions. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you very much, Hickok 45. And, let's just look out for each other. Keep stacking. Peace.